Welcome all. Our unit number 2 is Z transform. Okay, in unit number 1 we have studied Laplace transform and Fourier transform. So Laplace transform is used for continuous time signal x of t. So it is converting a continuous time signal into frequency domain, and that is nothing but Laplace domain x of s. So this is the Laplace transform. Then we have seen Fourier transform, continuous time Fourier transform. That is converting a continuous time signal x of t. After taking Fourier transform, it becomes x of omega. Then the difference between Laplace transform and Fourier transform is that Laplace exists for stable and unstable signal, while your Fourier transform exists only for stable signals. So that is the difference. Then we have next transform is nothing but Z transform. So this Z transform is converting a discrete time signal. See the difference. Laplace transform converts continuous time signal. Z transform converts discrete time signal. So this discrete time signal is converted into frequency domain. That is nothing but Z domain x of z. We can have discrete time Fourier transform also. This is a continuous time Fourier transform. Now we can have discrete time Fourier transform also. So that is nothing but x of n and discrete time Fourier transform dtft. Again it will convert into x of omega. Now again, what is difference between Z transform and discrete time Fourier transform? The Z transform can be used for stable and unstable signal, while your discrete time Fourier transform exists only for stable signals only. It is used only for stable signals. Okay, so that is the main difference. Now one by one, definitions are also similar. So what is the definition of Laplace transform? X of s equal to, definition of Laplace transform, x of s equal to, so whenever we take the transform we denote by capital letter. Okay, so x of s equal to integration minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus st dt. So this is definition of Laplace transform. Okay, now Fourier transform definition, x of omega equal to integration minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to power minus j omega t, e raised to power minus j omega t dt. Now we have Z transform, and Z transform is used for discrete time. So for discrete time, this integration is replaced by summation. So therefore Z transform definition will be x of z equal to, integration is replaced by summation. Then here limits are for dt, integration limits are for dt. So here summation limits are for n. So n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of n, in place of x of t here x of n. So x of n dot z raised to minus n. So this is the definition of Z transform. Okay, all definitions are similar. Integration minus infinity to infinity, here summation minus infinity to infinity x of t, here x of n, here e power minus st, but here z raised to power minus n. And for discrete time Fourier transform, the definition is, this is the definition of Z transform, this is definition of Z transform, and for definition of Fourier discrete time Fourier transform, it is given by x of omega equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e raised to power minus j omega n. So this is the definition of discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, actual thing is that we don't have to discuss this discrete time Fourier transform in much detail. Okay, now your z is nothing but, z is a complex value, z is a complex value, and it is given by z equal to r e raised to power j omega. r e raised to power j omega. Okay, where r is the radius, where r is, it is the equation of circle. R e raised to j omega is the equation of circle, and this r is the magnitude of z, and it is nothing but the radius of our circle. And omega is the, here omega is the angle. Omega is angle. In this case, omega is nothing but the angle, and we know that S equal to sigma plus j omega. S equal to sigma plus j omega. When sigma equal to 0, S equal to j omega, and when S equal to j omega, Laplace transform equal to Fourier transform. Laplace transform equal to Fourier transform. Similarly, your z is nothing but r e raised to power j omega. So whenever r equal to 1, that means radius equal to 1. So your z becomes e raised to j omega, and in that case your z transform becomes discrete time Fourier transform. Discrete time Fourier transform. So whenever in Laplace transform, whenever we are calculating Laplace transform on imaginary axis, this is sigma, this is j omega. So whenever sigma equal to 0, that means this axis. Sigma equal to 0 means this axis. So whenever we are calculating Laplace transform on imaginary axis, we get Fourier transform. Whenever we are calculating Laplace transform at imaginary axis, we get Fourier transform. Similarly here, we can have one circle. So whenever the radius is 1, whenever the radius of this circle is 1, and we are calculating z transform, so it becomes Fourier transform. So whenever on unit circle we calculate the z transform, that is nothing but the discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, so this much introduction I have given. Now I have given the definition of Z transform also. Now for our point of view, this definition is important. To proceed further, this definition is important. So once again I will repeat important points, that Z transform converts a discrete signal into frequency domain. It is converting a discrete time signal into frequency domain, and frequency domain is nothing but Z domain. Then Z transform can be used for stable and unstable signals. We can use Z transform for stable as well as for unstable signals. Okay, then this is our definition. X of Z equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e raised to power minus j, sorry, the z raised to power minus n, z raised to power minus n. So this is the definition of Z transform. So we will start with a simple question. Compute Z transform of x of n equal to, let us say take any sequence 2 2 3 1, and for example arrow is present over here. Okay, now my x of n is present from -1 to +2, and this arrow means n equal to 0, this is n equal to -1, this is n equal to 1, this is n equal to 2. So as my x of n is present from -1 to 2, I need to change here summation limits from -1 to 2. Therefore x of z equal to summation, originally it is from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is the actual definition, x of n z raised to minus n. Okay, but my signal x of n is present from -1 to +2, so I need to change the summation limits. summation n equal to -1 up to 2 x of n z raised to minus n. Okay, now expand the summation, so it becomes x of, in place of n put -1, so x of -1 z raised to minus -1 plus x of 0. Now next summation will be x of 0 z raised to minus 0 plus x of 1. Now n value is 1, okay, plus x of 1 into z raised to power minus n is there, so write n value as 1 plus now n value will be 2, x of 2 z raised to power minus n value is 2, so z raised to power minus 2. So this is our answer. If you just simplify this, so our final answer is x of -1. What is the value of x of -1? X of -1 value is 2. So 2 z -1 -1 becomes +1 plus now x of 0 value is also 2. You can see the sequence, x of 0 is also 2. N equal to 0. What is x of 0? 2. 2 into z raised to 0 is 1. So 2 into 1 plus x of 1 from the sequence it is, this is x of 1. X of 1 is 3. So plus 3 into z raised to -1 plus x of 2. X of 2 in the sequence is 1. So plus 1 into z raised to -2. So this is nothing but 2z plus 2 plus 3z inverse plus z raised to -2. So this is our answer. Now when I put, or I can write this equation as 2z plus 2 plus 3 upon z plus 1 upon z square. Now when I put z equal to 0 in this expression, so x of z becomes infinity. Okay, so x of z here exists for all values of z. X of z exists for all value of z, for all values of z except for all values of z except z equal to 0, because if I put z equal to 0, x of z becomes infinity. Okay, so now the next term is nothing but region of convergence. Next term is nothing but region of convergence. Next point is region of convergence, or you can say ROC, region of convergence. That is nothing but ROC for Z transform. Okay, we can have ROC for Laplace transform also. It is the value of Z. Definition is, it is the value of Z for which x of z exists. X of z exists, or you can say converges. Converges means it is a finite. Convergence meaning is it is a finite. It is the value of z for which x of z exists. Okay, in the previous problem, z equal to 0, x of z is not existing. Okay, so it is not the region of convergence. Region of convergence, see the word region of convergence. It is the region in which our x of z exists. Okay, so previously your x of z exists for all values of z except z equal to 0. So z equal to 0 is not the region of convergence. Now we have some properties of region of convergence. Very simple properties. Then properties of region of convergence. properties of region of convergence, that means ROC of Z transform. First property is that ROC region, that region of convergence, it is one region, right? So region of convergence does not contain any pole. Very simple property. Does not contain any pole. We know that what is pole? Pole is the value at which function becomes infinity. Pole is the value at which our function becomes infinity. So our region of convergence does not contain any pole, because at pole the function becomes infinity. Pole is the value at which the function becomes infinity. Then second property is, for causal signal, that is right-sided signal, right-handed signal or right-sided signal. So our right-sided time signal, okay. For causal signal, that is right-sided signal, ROC, region of convergence, very important, region of convergence is exterior, or you can say outside, or you can say that it is outside of outside region of outside portion, or you can say region of circle. Okay, this is nothing but circle. Okay, third property, very simple. For causal signal, that is right-sided signal, ROC is exterior. Now what will be third property? For non-causal signal, or non-causal signal, that is left sided signal or left-handed signal, left-sided signal, ROC is here exterior, so here it will be interior, that means inside portion of circle or region of circle. So this is the third property of region of convergence. Then one more simple fourth property. The fourth property is, for stable signal, ROC must include, that means region of convergence must be present, must include unit circle. For stable signal, ROC must include the unit circle. Suppose I have this type of Z transform, I have this type of ROC. This is one unit circle. And now my ROC is, this is the unit circle. And for example, my ROC is like this. My ROC is, region of convergence is, I am not able to draw proper circle here, but I hope you can understand. Suppose my region of convergence is like this. Then what do you think? Inside circle is unit circle. This is a unit circle. This one is a unit circle. Inside circle is unit circle. Okay. And my ROC is outside, some circle is there, and after that my ROC is present. So that means the signal is unstable signal, because it is not including unit circle. It is not including unit circle. So for stable signal, ROC must include unit circle. Then as ROC is the outside part, as ROC is going outside the circle, that means the signal is Causal or non-causal? The signal is non-causal. If ROC is going outside the circle, any circle, okay, it should not be a unit circle. If ROC is going outside the circle, then exterior part, that means it is a causal signal. For causal signal, that is right sided signal, ROC is exterior, outside portion of circle. Okay. Now one more example you tell me. Suppose I have this type of circle, this type of region of convergence. This is one unit circle, and this is my one more circle. Okay. And my ROC is like this. It is going inside. So now what is the nature of the signal? It is going inside the circle also. So inside circle is unit circle. Consider inside circle is the unit circle. Now this is my ROC. So it is crossing the unit circle. It is including means it is crossing the unit circle. That means it is a stable signal, and as ROC is inside the circle, inside portion of the circle, that means it is a non-causal. This is nothing but non-causal. So this can be helpful to know about the system. What will be the nature of the system? Stable, unstable, unstable, causal, non-causal, like that. Okay. So one more question we will try to solve. So question is find Z transform of delta N. Find Z transform of delta N. Okay. So we know what is Laplace transform of delta T? 1. What is Fourier transform of delta T? 1. Similarly, what will be Z transform of delta N? It is also 1. Okay. So mathematically your delta N, which is a discrete time impulse signal, mathematically your delta N equal to 1 for N equal to 0. It is a one signal at origin. This is the sketch of delta N. Its value is 1 at origin. There is nothing but delta N signal. Okay. Then if I use the definition and summation, so our signal is we are finding out the Z transform of delta N, but our signal is present from original definition is this minus infinity to infinity x of n Z raised to minus n. Okay. But our signal is present at only one instant, that is nothing but 0. So this becomes summation n equal to 0 to 0. Basically we don't write like this, but for your understanding, from 0 to 0, x of n, what is the value of delta n? 1 into Z raised to minus n. Just put n equal to 0, so that becomes 1 into Z raised to 0. So our answer is 1. So the Z transform of delta n is 1. Okay. Once again, quickly we will see. Okay. Z transform. Then x of t, we take the Laplace, we get x of s. X of t, we take the Fourier transform, we get x of omega. Difference between Laplace and Fourier. Laplace exists for stable and unstable. Fourier exists for only for stable. Then these Laplace and Fourier we can have for continuous time. Now for what about discrete time? We have two times, continuous time and discrete time. So for discrete time we have Z transform. So x of n has Z transform, x of z. X of n can also have discrete time Fourier transform, x of omega. Now again, what is the difference between z and this Fourier transform? That z exists for stable and unstable, but our Fourier exists only for stable. That is the difference. Then definition. Mathematically, all are same. X of s integration minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to minus st dt. X of omega integration minus infinity to infinity x of t e raised to minus j omega t dt. Then here, for discrete time, integration is replaced by summation minus infinity to infinity x of n z raised to minus n. Okay. Now, what is z? Z is a complex value. Z is given by r e raised to power j omega. Z is given by r e raised to power j omega. It is the equation of circle. This is nothing but the equation of circle with radius r and omega is the angular angle. Okay. Then whenever s equal to j omega, Laplace becomes Fourier. Whenever r equal to 1, z transform becomes discrete time Fourier transform. Then once again, this is the definition, and we have calculated one z transform. That for 2, 2, 3, 1. Very simple. Our signal is present from -1 to +2. So take the summation limit -1 to +2. Substitute the values, you will get the z transform. This is the z transform answer. Next, this is existing for all values of z, but if I put z equal to 0, it becomes infinity. Okay, so this is not the portion of ROC. Z equal to not 0 is not the portion of ROC. Then region of convergence. What is region of convergence? It is a region, right? It is nothing but one region. It is the region in which our x of z is converges. Converges means it exists. It is not becoming infinite. It is not becoming infinity. Okay. So we have to find out the region. Then there are certain properties of region of convergence. The first property is that it does not contain any pole, because at pole function becomes infinity, right? Because at the pole the function becomes infinity. Then second property for causal signal, that is right sided. ROC is outside portion of the circle. ROC is outside portion of the circle. So you may see like that. You can have one circle, and to that circle, if ROC is outside, that means it is a causal signal. Then for non-causal, ROC is inside portion of circle, interior portion of the circle. For non-causal. And third, if you want a signal to be stable, then it must include a unit circle. Unit circle means the circle which has radius 1. Unit circle means the circle which has radius 1. After that, we have determined the Z transform of delta n. The delta n has Z transform